Are you ready to learn how to draw Ben 10, the ultimate boy superhero?
What you're about to see is the absolute coolest thing ever to happen on camera. Are you ready?
Then grab your pencil and let's get started. Begin by drawing a large shield, or spade shape as a guide, like this. And don't worry if you missed anything. You can go back and watch it again as many times as you like. Now divide the shield into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts by drawing lines from left to right, like that. You can use the size of the lines to keep everything just the right size as you draw. Now let's start at the top. Fork up and down to shape Ben's spiky hair, like this. Actually, it does look a bit like shark's teeth, doesn't it? Rawr! Ben's eyes fit inside the third part of the shield. Centered over the third line down, carefully draw in his eyebrows. For the eyes, take your time drawing in the egg shapes underneath his eyebrows down to the line below, like this. Nice. Right, add the inner parts of his eyes. There we go, and his round pupils. Perfect. Right, time to put in some highlights in his eyes by rubbing out a little bit of the black you've just colored in, like this. Cool. Give Ben a pointy upside-down triangle-shaped nose and a curved smile. Complete the outline of his face. Follow the line of the shield shape from the top to the bottom. Diagonally to the right, up, and all the way up to the top of the shield. Right, let's finish off Ben's hairline, all the way around his head. His hair should look a bit like waves. Don't forget to add in his ears. These are curved on both sides, like big C shapes. If you like, you can draw a line inside his ears like that, to make the inner part of the ear look like this. And now it's time to color in. So grab your coloring pencils. His face and ears are pale pink. Ben's eyebrows and his hair are a dark brown all over. Take care to color inside the lines. Awesome! Ben has a flash of lighter brown running across the middle of his hair from left to right. So let's put that in. And now, to really bring Ben to life, color his eyes in Hero Green. Oh, he looks so cool.
It's hero time! Yeah! Ha!
And there you have it. Ben 10 is complete. Are you ready to learn how to draw Forearms, the most powerful alien from Ben 10?
Whatever. Time to throw stuff.
Well, grab your pencils and let's draw. And don't worry if you miss anything, you can stop the video and watch it again as many times as you like. Right, Forearms has a huge body. Well, he is 12 feet tall. A really great tip to help you with the frame of his body is to draw a large kidney-shaped bean. Let's start at the top. An upside-down plant pot works well for his head. Draw this in carefully on top of the large bean template. Inside the head, draw 2 downward lines and 1 across from left to right, like this. For the markings on Forearm's face, you could use a small curved door shape. Draw this in where his head meets his chest. 2 tiny apple pip-sized shapes on each side of the downward lines you've just drawn are a good way to draw his eyes. Another good tip to make Forearms look a bit more lifelike is to draw in a few extra lines here and here. It will help to make forearms look as though he's frowning. And remember, this is your drawing, so you can play around with details and extra bits however you like. Forearms is starting to look awesome. Right, let's add the Ben10 logo. The logo proudly sits in the center of his chest. Draw in a small disc shape. Next, draw a very short line straight down. Curve the line around to the right and back to join to the disc. And now you have a 3D shaped logo. Color in like this to make the logo detail. Remember, you can stop the video and go back at any time. He's quite a complicated alien to draw after all. Next, sketch in the upper and lower arms. It's a good idea to use a few large circles as a guide. You can take your time to draw them so that you get them in the right place. Forearms is very big and powerful. His arms strong, so keep this in mind when drawing the circular shapes. Start from his right shoulder. Draw an upward curve, and then a large circle, and then another one linking through the first circle, like this. Draw a third circle to form his hand. For the lower right arm, draw one of the large, round rock shapes poking out from behind his body. Draw another one just below, linking through it, just like this. Right, next, let's put in his left upper arm. Use those round, large rock shapes, just like before, then link them together. 2 circles for his arm and a third for his hand. To draw the lower left arm, draw 2 more large boulder shapes. And a third circle for his fist. Just like this. If you like, you can rub out some of the extra lines you've drawn as a guide. Let's put in the arm details. Draw in double lines curving around his muscles. And why don't you sharpen up those lines around his arms, the ones you lightly sketched earlier? Draw over the top to make the lines thicker. Make his fists look solid and strong. A good idea for this bit is to use rectangular shapes, a bit like rectangular sausages. They can be used as his fingers. Join these up like this to make the fist. Forearms is one of the most tough-looking aliens. Another great tip is to keep thinking about his character as you draw. And he's pretty mean after all. If you like, add bits of line detail and go over those sketch lines to make his arms even more defined. There are spiky shapes to add around his upper arms and his lower arms on each side. By now, you're going to notice how this alien is really coming to life. He's looking awesome. Great work. Go over the sketch lines on his lower arms to define and thicken those arm shapes. And sharpen up those fists. Mean. You can rub out any mistakes as you go too. Or perhaps where your pen might have run over. But you don't have to. It is your drawing after all, and nobody's perfect. Now we can draw in the lines which will make up his lower body, like this. Let's put 2 long lines down the middle of his chest to the base of his main body. Do the same on the other side, and add a couple of extra lines for details, like this. When it comes to drawing his legs, keep them much slimmer than both sets of arms. It's much easier to draw each of his legs in 2 parts. Draw the tops of the legs on both sides by drawing slightly curved lines down. You could draw a sharp corner out and then down again to create his knees. Finish off his legs by sketching in 2 lines equal distance apart. Draw lines going out to the side, then in again on both sides, like this. Take as much time as you need, and remember, you can stop and play the video at any time. Finish off forearm's left foot with a pincer shape at the end, to look a bit like a crab claw. Do the same on the other side. Add in a couple of extra lines for details like this. Wow, he's looking so cool. And now, my favorite bit. It's time to color in. So grab your coloring pencils. His arms, all 4 of them, are very bright red. Color these in. Stay in the lines. Nice. He has black stripes on his upper arms and his hands. And his legs are black too. We're coloring very quickly here, but there's lots to color in. So you can take your time at home as you carefully fill in all the areas. Forearm's face is also bright red. So let's color this in. Nice. There are some extra black details to color in here too. And don't forget to color in his eyes with a Ben10 bright green. Awesome. You could include a little bit of shading in light grey around his chest to really make him pop. Sweet.
I did it. Hooray!
And there you have it. Great work. Forearms is finished. Are you ready to learn how to draw the fire-throwing alien Heatblast from Ben10? Then grab your pencil and let's get started. And don't worry if you miss anything. Just stop the video and watch it again as many times as you like. Heatblast is best drawn by using a combination of 2 really simple shapes. Draw a large teardrop for his head and an upside-down triangle, which will help you draw the main part of his body. Let's start at the top. You can have some fun drawing his head. Draw 3 small flame shapes and keep them close together, like this. These should be right at the very top of his head to look like crazy hair. You don't need to be precise. He is on fire after all. Heatblast's head has another smaller flame inside the larger one, which you've already drawn. So let's put this in. He's hot, hot, hot! Next, we're going to draw his face. Let's break it down together and do it in easy steps. From just inside the inner flame shape, draw a curved line coming down the left side, like this, and then do the same on the right. Next, from the bottom left line, draw a small diagonal line going in towards the middle. Do the same on the right. Then draw down and across to join up the shape, just like this. Inside this shape, you can draw Heatblast's eyes, which are small and almond-shaped. And check this out. If you draw his eyes to slant downwards, it makes Heatblast look just like he does in the show. Finish the shape of his face inside the flame outlines. Make them point up a bit on the left side and the right side, like cones, but flat on one side, just like this. Let's put in his mouth next. A really good tip for his mouth is to draw a half moon, lying down on its side. Wow, he's really looking cool. Next, draw Heatblast's body. Start by drawing a line from his left shoulder inwards. Then do the same on the other side, like this. Join up the lines now, like this to make his torso. Next, draw in the arms. His shoulders are drawn by sketching a line from halfway down his head and another from his torso, like this. To draw his lower left arm, sketch a long tube shape, like this. A really easy way to draw Heatblast's fingers is by drawing small rectangles. Let's try his fingers, shall we? Draw the first one to start halfway down his arms, like that. Draw 3 more rectangles of equal size and space them out evenly, like this. To form his hand, connect the rectangles together. His hand should look like an upturned open claw. Great stuff! To draw the arm on the right side of the body, you can repeat the shapes, just as you did on the left side. Draw a line from the middle of the right side of his head, out and down, just like this, to create a tube shape. Then draw in the lower half of his arm in the same way. Draw in his right hand by sketching 4 small rectangles and connecting these together again, as before. Nice! Keep the drawing of Heatblast's legs really simple. Draw lines from the base of his body in 2 parts for the top half of his legs. On the left and on the right, like this. Sketch lightly and don't press too hard on the paper with your pencil. Next, draw a line down towards the bottom of the page. A really great tip to get Heatblast's feet looking lifelike is to draw a pincer shape, a bit like a crab's claw, like this. Finish Heatblast's lower leg by connecting the lines up. Now carefully, you can do the same on the other side. Draw a long line straight down, then sort of diagonally to the right, like this. And don't forget to make the crab claw shape again. You can rub out any extra lines or where you've run over with your pen. Heatblast is looking awesome, by the way. Now, let's make Heatblast really come to life. This is the really fun part, guys. Fill in the pattern inside his body. It's all about having fun, so make his cool camouflage however you like. Add a few small lines on his legs and on his shoulders. This will give Heatblast even more of that lifelike detail. And now it's time to fire up this alien. Grab your coloring pencils and let's get coloring. The middle section of Heatblast's face is bright red. You can use the same red to color his mouth. And the patches of camouflage on his chest and on his arms. The main sections of his legs are also bright red. Heatblast is looking really great. Next, color the outer flame around his head. As this is also part of the flame, color this orange. Don't forget to shade the areas in between his camouflage the same orange as the flame on his head to bring him to life. Lastly, use your brightest yellow to color in Heatblast's inner arms. And his hands and feet are yellow too. To complete your fiery alien, don't forget to add the logo in the middle of his chest. Draw in a round circle with another smaller circle inside it. Color a little bit of black on the left and on the right sides of the inner circle. You'll see now there's a little gap between the black patches. You can color this shape in white if you like to finish the logo. Wow, great job! Heatblast is complete.